Hi again. This first part of Chapter 2 has had more documents to read than all of Chapter 1, so let's take a look at these. In the study that we began the chapter in, we found these 4 letters. All of them are from the same person to the same person. 3 of them are in envelopes, and the last one is all crumpled up. Let's read through these in chronological order and see what we can learn. So the first one comes from Paris. December 1st, 1929. Dear Claude, my best wishes go to you in the order as the day of the 6th breaking draws close. I must admit to feeling a sense of regret that I cannot be there to participate in the ceremony and to alas see the Chamber of the Seals that you have talked of so often. But as you know, my business takes me elsewhere. The books and manuscripts that you require I have located within the Bibliothèque Nationale here in Paris. Their records are vast. You should see them, Claude. It is staggering. I have made friends with one of the librarians, Jean-Paul, and he has promised to let me see what you require. Please write soon, as I believe that I may be here some time. All my love, R.J., 3rd Periapt of the Assembly, and Priestess of the Temple of the Morning Star. So all of these letters have the same symbol at the bottom. We haven't seen that before, but they all share them. No observations here. We can't actually look at that symbol itself. So what do we learn here? It's from RJ. She's a priestess of the Temple of the Morning Star. It's to someone named Claude. It's written in 1929. And apparently Claude wanted RJ to go to Paris to find some information, some manuscripts and records that he was looking for. So that is what she's doing, even though she has to miss the day of the 6th breaking, which sounds important, but it doesn't say what that is. She's befriended a librarian, and he is going to show RJ where to find the stuff. So it has a very friendly tone. RJ says, all my love. Let's move on to the next letter. This one written the following month in January, again from the same location in Paris. January 3rd, 1930. Dear Claude, I am assured that my last letter was delivered to you there, but I am surprised that you have not replied. You are probably busy with the ceremony and post-meetings. Yes, that must be it. I have the books and manuscripts in my possession, although poor Jean-Paul is dead. A fatal accident. To continue my search, I am currently packing for the trip back over to the United States to see what I can find at the university and the National Geographic Society in Washington. All my love, R.J., 3rd Periapt of the Assembly, and Priestess of the Temple of the Morning Star. So RJ has continued searching for this information, and she's found what she's looking for in Paris, though poor Jean-Paul has apparently died. She says it's a fatal accident, but However, Claude has not written back, and RJ is kind of upset about this. Apparently they're quite close, and RJ was clearly expecting a return letter. But she's leaving France, she's heading back to the US, she's going to Washington. Let's take a look at the 3rd letter.
No address or postage. Scented too. Very nice.
All of the envelopes are scented, though we only get the observation the first time we look at one of them. This one is from Massachusetts. In June, 6 months later. June 23rd, 1930. Dear Claude, is there a problem, my dear? I have not heard from you since the end of November of last year. Are you well? Does something ail you? Are you in danger? Has something gone wrong? Did something go wrong at the ceremony of the 6th? I pray not. It is hard to believe that there is any other reason for your lack of communication. I cannot believe that you have fallen from love. We are bonded by the darkness, my love. bride and bridegroom of our master, a spell that no other love can ever break. I urge you, Claude, please contact me with haste. I cannot bear this much more. Forever yours, RJ. RJ, definitely a bit more upset in this one. She doesn't even use her title of Third Periapt and Priestess. And she's in Massachusetts, but she's not talking about the information that she was sent to find. Now she's very concerned that Claude still has not written back. And it occurs to her that maybe something went wrong in this ceremony. Again, we don't know what the ceremony is, but it does kind of indicate that maybe it's something dangerous. She continues her mission, but she really wants Claude to write back. Now let's look at the fourth letter, which we found, the first three we found on the desk in their envelopes. This fourth one we found crumpled up on the floor.
There's something written on this.
It's the following month, in August. August 4th, 1930. Dear Claude, I'm returning to the temple on the 7th. I fear something is terribly wrong there. RJ. RJ is all business in this letter. No all my love, no forever yours, no please write me back Claude. It's I'm coming back. What's going on? So she's coming back to the temple, and apparently Claude has still not written back. So she, regardless, we don't know what the status of her mission is, but regardless, she's heading back to the temple to find out what's going on with Claude, what's going on with this ceremony of the 6th. So those are the four letters that we find from RJ to Claude. I can't say between them, because Claude never answers back. We haven't met anyone going by either of these names, though, so these really mean nothing. And these were written in 1929 and 1930. I'm pretty sure this game takes place in the time it was made, which was the mid-90s, 1996. So these are letters written over 30 years ago, before the time that this game is set in. Two more things that we found.
Sketch of a door and a strange symbol.
Yeah, we saw this sketch. Now, I mentioned it in the video, but something that's kind of annoying is that you only have this little window to see these things through, and I guess this was large enough on an old monitor, but I would really rather just see the whole image at once, so I'm just going to overlay it here so you can see it. So we see a door, two doors, and some kind of circle with a cross in it. Again, we haven't really seen anything like this. Maybe it's something that we should keep in mind. We can't actually read the writing either. It might be French. It's so hard to read, though, but it might be. One reason that I think it is because of the next image, the map of the mausoleum that we found. Okay, so that's a much better view of the map. We can see that the map was drawn by CF in the year 1929, which was the year that the first letter was written from RJ to Claude. Let's track our progress through the mausoleum today, because we started off here at the top in the study. We found the secret passage in the bookcase, we went down the hallway, and here we had our first fight with a monster. It was a sword fight, and we won. Kept going down. It says there's a hallway right here, but it didn't seem like there was actually any way we could go there. Also, this hallway right here, we didn't see a door to that. What we did see was the opening going down here into the pool room. We went down here, and where we found the orb that felt warm to the touch, we unlocked the door, and in here, we found the map that we're looking at right now. It's kinda... I guess that's a map. It's a paper with a big letter I on it, or maybe a flower. Maybe that's what that is. That's what we found. That's what we're looking at right now. And then we went down this hallway, and then we were ambushed, except it was worth it because the monsters that were guarding that room were actually guarding the ancient weapon known as a shotgun. I don't know why they would have been guarding that, but they were. not really what our shotgun looks like. Ours is a bit longer, but that'll do. Let's go up the hallway, back up the hallway, into the room, down this one long, thin hallway, and then we found ourselves in the entrance to the Great Hall, and we had a decision on which way to go. We could either go off to the side, or we could go down further, off into the main hall. We chose to go down, further on into the hall. However, the stairs gave out when we did, so we can't go back. We continued going on down, and we found two obstacles. One was the locked door over here, which was locked but had a big keyhole right there. We can see that the map says question mark to what might be beyond that. In front of us, we were blocked by a statue of a large demon. Large, intimidating-looking demon who was blocking our way, would not let us past. This is the most intimidating of demons. You can tell because of the large horns. He has them. We couldn't get by this demon, so we had to go another way. We went this way, which ended up being a mistake because we took a lot of damage. We went down a trapdoor and ended up in the dungeons. We fought our way out of the dungeons, which actually turned out to be very easy. They weren't much in the way of dungeons. We went up these stairs. We found this strange force field, went through, because it didn't actually stop us. And then up here, we found the bone chair. Just, like, imagine you're looking up at the chair, I guess. Those are skulls? You can see that those are skulls, right? And, like, it had ears? Like, had big ears on the sides. And then we sat down, and then we burned our hands. We probably should have stood up, but we did not. So now, this is where we are. We are right here at the bone chair. We've burned our hands, and now you can see that we have to continue on back down out of the room, and we're going to have to make our way up and around the right-hand side of this map, perhaps to this room that says Regardex. And after we do that, it seems pretty clear that the goal is going to eventually be this big demon guy who's guarding this very elaborately drawn room down here. And we can see the gate that we saw on the other parchment. And this seems to be important because there's a question being asked here. According to Google Translate, it's in French. And apparently the question being asked is what is on the other side of the gate. So maybe next time we'll find out. I'll see you then.